I'll be speaking on briefly on the three major things the COVID-19 actually taught me. COVID-19 in 2020 actually came in surprisingly, like it was actually as a surprise. It surprised a lot of people, and people were not planning, people didn't prepare and all that. So I think that was like my major major lesson. People didn't plan, there was no planning, proper planning for emergencies and all that. So yeah, that was like major one, but that's not part of what I wanted to speak about. Major ones I wanted to speak about was the fact that people are indispensable, especially family. You know how a lot of people were away from family, a lot of people didn't speak to family, a lot of things had happened, and people were speaking with their families, and so the COVID-19 actually made people bond. Like people were forced to go back home, people were forced to stay with their family members, people they didn't know, people they were not having proper relationship, and in the end, after everything happens, your family will always be there. So that was part of my lesson. People were forced to stay back home. People who didn't know their parents, they didn't have very good relationship with family. They were forced to stay and they had to bond. So in the end, your family is all you've got to. No matter what happens, you will just have to stay with family. You have to stay with these guys. They will be the ones that will be with you no matter what happens. Number two was this. What was the spiritual aspect of things. Prior to this time, we had people who were being cajoled to serve God, being cajoled to do things, being cajoled to understand that there is a God in heaven and He controls the affairs and all that. But I saw the foreign nation and a lot of that. They had much of the medical care and all that, whereas we the Africans, the black, especially Nigeria, our medical system was so bad. But if you notice, we actually depended totally and completely on God. Our dependence was on God, and God really, 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 really proved to be God in Africa, where they had more sophisticated medical tools and all that, developed hospitals, doctors, easy access to medical treatment and all that. They still had Those were the countries that actually had the highest number of deaths. But unlike that, here in Africa, we had lesser deaths. Let me surprise you. Here in Africa, especially like in my state where I was at the moment, at the time, we had unusual sun. And from what we heard, the COVID-19 does not like heat. Yes, heat. So it was unusual. The sun was so unusual, like so intense. Unusual. It doesn't happen that frequently. But that year there was so much sun. This was God proving to be God Himself. The weather wasn't as cold as it used to be. It was just so surprising. But then God was good. And then the third thing, personal development is very essential and very key. This is what will keep people in the end. Yeah, this was like one of those big things I actually did learn during the course of 2020, the COVID-19. We we actually had to learn to develop ourselves from the comfort of our homes. Yes, that was one of like my biggest take home. People were forced to go into personal development, and then we actually realized the essence of personal development. A lot of us actually did realize that we had bad things, bad characters, bad habits we needed to change, and that was like COVID-19 was like the breakthrough for a lot of us. We actually did fix a lot of us. So yeah, not to waste your time, that will be all for now. Thank you.